Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter, and today I'm going to help you figure out the right glue for you. I have a bunch of the glues that I use regularly here on my table, and today I'm going to show you what I use the different glues for. My first and foremost glue I use would be my hot glue gun, and I love it because it's instantly ready as long as I've thought enough to plug it in beforehand. It's ready when I need it. It secures lumpy, heavy embellishments to my cards and scrapbook pages, and it's very affordable. I use a Sure Bonder, and it's got a high and low setting on the side, and I generally have this switched to low. I have it on a power strip. When I go into my craft room to start working, I turn on the power strip, and my glue gun is ready to go. Also, because I can put it on low, I know my kids aren't going to come down here and burn themselves too badly if they start playing with it. Obviously, not something you want to have on all the time if you have little children at home, but I find it works great. And then I just buy the multi-temperature glue sticks when they go on sale. Probably 3 times a year they go on sale for $24 at AC Moore, and I just stock up then, and I'm good to go. You can't beat it for durability and also inexpensiveness. When I don't have access to a hot glue gun and I want to adhere embellishments like beads or buttons or ribbon, I use Elmers 450 quick dry adhesive. This is expensive, but it's perfect for your crop bag where you may be scrapbooking at a friend's house or going to a crop at a store, and you might not have space to plug in a glue gun, or you might not want to carry a hot glue gun home. This is about $9 a bottle, so it's not cheap, but it works great. This again is the Elmers 450. I like it a lot. Now, when I'm scrapbooking and card making, I usually use double-sided tape to adhere paper and to adhere photos, and I use this Scotch double-sided tape by 3M. It's permanent and photo safe, and I get this pack of 6 half-inch by 500-inch rolls at Sam's Club for about $10. It always works. My photos never fall off my pages, and it's a great double-sided tape, and it's very affordable, I think. Alright, what else? Sometimes I want to use a glue stick, and there's so many out there. The only thing I will warn you about is sometimes when you make something with a glue stick, it will fall apart later if you are in a really dry area, or if you're, you go from humid to dry, if you're in a seasonal environment. So, you gotta be careful when you use glue sticks. But the one that I found works the best would be the Avery glue stick. Sometimes you can find these at the dollar store in 3 or 4 packs. I got these at Staples, and I think it was like about $2 for a pack of 4. It's a permanent glue stick, not the washable ones they sell at back to school time. These are permanent, and these would be better for your card making projects. I don't know if I'd use them on a scrapbook because they might, things might fall off eventually, but definitely okay for cards. But permanent, definitely get the permanent. Sometimes you need to glue something that is damp, and I use Gorilla Glue for that. Now, the normal Gorilla Glue I use I'm out of, but this is, you'll see the little gorilla guy on the label. You probably can't see that too far away from the camera. But anyway, the nice thing about Gorilla Glue, if you have like an ink pad and the pad has come off of the plastic base, you can glue that back if you have Gorilla Glue. The thing to remember is it works on damp surfaces and it expands, so a little dab will do ya. That's a glue you won't need very often, so buy it in the smallest container you can because it will eventually cure in the container before you get to use it all up. Don't go buy the gallon of it because you'll never get through it before it dries. Also, for specialty glues, I like the E6000. This will glue pretty much anything to anything. It's heavy duty, it stinks, it's a 1-part epoxy. I use it to glue like handmade glass beads to metal bales. I use it to glue these magnets on the back of these little plastic containers that I store my embellishments in. To use this, you want to put a thin layer on each item to be glued, let it set up for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then press it together, and you'll have a great bond. And then I'd let it cure overnight before I'd use it for anything. For general gluing, this is my favorite glue. It's the Tombow Mono Aqua Glue. It's the clear bottle. There's another one that's in a white bottle, but I like this one in the clear bottle. And I don't know if you can really see that. I'll put it as close to the camera as I can. But it's got a precision tip on one end, which is great for gluing die-cut letters or little layered die cuts together. And then it's got the thick end, which I really don't use that often, but it's there if you need it. And I've also found that when it runs out, you can actually refill it with Elmers, which is what I get in the gallon because I have different projects that I do with kids that I will need the Elmers glue for. And this is Elmers Glue All, not the washable. I like the regular standard Elmers. I use it in my homemade clay recipe. There's so many uses for Elmers. You can decoupage with it. It's a PVA glue. Very similar to a Mod Podge. It's basically a plastic. Once it's dry, it's going to stay dry. I have found, though, when I've scrapbooked with the Elmers and I've glued embellishments down back in my earliest scrapbooks, that they have popped off. So, you know, not the best for scrapbooking or archival purposes, but it's a great all-around glue to have. Also, a little repositioning mounting spray is great for doing posters or, you know, anything you have to stick a large surface and you don't want to spread glue. That's great. For bookbinding, I like Yes Paste. It is very slow drying. It's very thick. It'll remind you of like your school paste when you were a kid. And you like want to scrape it out and spread it like with a spatula or something. It's very thick, and you can thin it down. It won't wrinkle the paper if you use it as is, which is nice if you're covering like an altered book or something. But if you thin it down, you may get some wrinkling, but it's really a great paste to have on hand. It is susceptible to moisture though, so you know, it might, if you put it on really thick, it might crack. It'll get sticky again if it's like really thickly applied on the outside of something. You definitely want it underneath something. You don't want to like let bits of it squeeze out the edges or you're going to have stickiness. Rubber cement is handy for mounting stamps. If you have like some Jenga blocks or just some just wooden blocks you want to mount some stamps to, put a thin coating on your rubber put a thin coating on the block, let it set up for about 5 or 10 minutes, press them together, you're good to go. And you can also use this to attach your rubber to your foam if it's come loose, do the same thing. So rubber cement is really handy for that and for your kids' school projects. If you have a die cutting machine that takes sticky mats, you'll want a little quilter's basting spray. That will make your mat sticky so you can restick paper to it and you don't have to go and buy a new mat. I got this big can at Walmart for about $6 or $7. I don't know if they still have it or not, but this is by the Taylor company, June Taylor Inc., and it's just called Quilt Basting Spray, and I picked it up at Walmart. So let me just wrap it up here. I know I've gone over a lot of glues, but what I use the most for paper crafting would be Scotch 3M double-sided tape, photo safe and permanent. Use this every day. Tombow Aqua for a wet glue. I love this. I use this all the time for gluing down die cuts. And my hot glue gun. Honestly, if someone said, okay, you got 3 glues, that's all you can have, that's all you have is 3 adhesives, what are you going to pick? These 3 right here. Everything else pretty much has to do with other crafting that I do in specialty projects, but these get used every day. So I want to thank the person that left the question on my blog as to what glues do I use. Now you can figure out what glues you need to use. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy crafting! Wait, one more thing. I have to tell you about this glue. It's Aleene's Tack It Over and Over. I use it all the time because you can make your own glue dots with this stuff. I totally forgot until I was setting up my my stuff to take a picture of it. I thought I didn't mention this, but this is Aleene's Tack It Over and Over again. Use it to make your own glue dots. Just squeeze out some on a piece of wax paper, let it dry, and you've got glue dots. You can make thousands from one of these bottles. It's amazing. You can also put this on the back of your unmounted rubber stamps, let it dry, and you can stick it to your acrylic block, peel it off, stick it again like thousands of times. So Aleene's Tack It Over and Over. If I had to add a 4th glue into my 3 favorite glues, I'd put this in there too. Just thought I'd mention it. Alright, that's all. Happy crafting!